Kenny Omega is one of the biggest draws today in professional wrestling. He had the largest selling pay-per-view, non-WWE pay-per-view since 1999. He had Impact, I think, had their highest ever pay-per-view sales, pay-per-view that he headlined. Now, first off, why do people act like New Japan, or Japan in general, is this, like, B-level place for professional wrestling when it's 10 times bigger over there than it is over here? And it's not one person. I mean, this is, like, majority of people in North America who only watch WWE, when you tell them someone got over in Japan, they're like, oh, well, it's Japan, it's not North America. Okay. They treat it like a real sport over there. Okada is their LeBron James. That's literally how big he is over there. He's so big over there that he carried the Olympic torch.
Mm-hmm.
If that happened here, that would be LeBron. That would be someone of that scale. You're telling me that because someone got over in Japan, they're not as big in a wrestling industry? No, that's a huge thing. Wrestling is so much more bigger over there than it is over here. You can go over there, they come over here and have the highest pay-per-view sales for a non-WWE show since 1999. Where 1999, what was the biggest non-WWE show, Josh?
And that it was WCW.
WCW. And what was their weekly ratings even in 1999? It was millions.
It was millions.
And they had the highest pay-per-view sales since then? And you're telling me that's not a draw?
They had such high pay-per-view sales that their pay-per-view went off the air during the main event between Goldberg and DDP, and that's where the downfall started.
Halloween Havoc? Oh, God.
Oh, I remember watching it, and I went, what just happened?
But that was... I remember Eric Bischoff, he was talking about that on one of his documentaries. He said they forgot to tell the networks that they were going to be going over their time.
I don't know how you forget that, but I understand.
But, yeah, I agree with Lyle.
This is my point. Now... who in WWE can make that big of an impact? I'm going to tell you right now, I think if Roman Reigns went to Impact, went to AEW, went to New Japan, he wouldn't have that big of an impact. He wouldn't, because you want to know one reason why? Because he won't be Roman Reigns.
No, he wouldn't have that name. He'd have a totally
different name.
Totally
different
character. I do like his badass character, though.
I do. However, and I said this back then on Takedown Breakdown, I wanted him to come back as Joe Anoa'i and do the same gimmick. That would have been better and more fitting for the gimmick than Roman Reigns, because that's not a Samoan name. Joe Anoa'i would have been a better fit. It's a more respectable name in the industry because of the last name. It has more of a big factor, but WWE didn't do it for one reason. They can't trademark his name. They can't trademark that, and then he can't go somewhere else. That's why John Cena, he can go to AEW and still be called John Cena because his actual name is John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
It's just WWE is their own thing, and you want to sit there and say no one will ever become as big as WWE. You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
For one reason, it's because they have the mainstream name. No one will ever be as big as them.
No. No one will ever be as big as WWE, because WWE is they see themselves as the king of the wrestling industry. That's how they see themselves.
Their problem is that they don't
listen to their guys, and they don't recognize what they need to do to change things.
They don't listen to their talent. Their talent is extremely experienced. They can go out there and have a 30-minute match, and it can be memorable as can be. But you know what? Vince has his little pet peeves about professional wrestling. You can't even call it professional wrestling. You can't say hospital.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's just not
listening to talent, not listening to fans, just not listening to anybody in general, and not thinking outside the box to be creative.
I don't agree with the fans part, because most fans don't understand.
No, they don't. You're right, to an extent.
So
most fans don't really get it.
The talent is there. They know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at Chris Jericho. He left WWE, and he's still just as big because he's doing what he knows what to do.
Because he knows what to
do. Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, or El Generico, or Sami Zayn, they can't go out there and have a 30-minute match where they know what the hell they're doing.